What's going on, everybody? This is Travis from Candid at the Movies, and today I will be reviewing the new psychological horror drama film known as I Saw the TV Globe. Now, this is an A24 film, and it does star Justice Smith and Brigette Lundy-Paine. This movie is a little different. As you know, I'm not a Justice Smith fan at all because I feel like he is quite possibly one of the worst actors I've ever seen. But I went in this movie with low stakes in mind, and I was hoping that this film was going to be good, and it turned out to be very interesting. Now, the basis of this movie is about two troubled teens who get into this one odd TV show that they both become a fan of called The Pink Opaque. It's set in 1996, and you basically watch how their lives get a little strange and a whole lot of things happen right after the show gets canceled. You see how they bond, and then you start noticing how their inspiration from the TV show and all of its nostalgia starts to change their life for the better and for the worse. Now, I will definitely say one thing what works for this movie is that they actually do a great job with the TV show The Pink Opaque itself, because it definitely gives you the vibes of like a lot of the 90s TV shows like Erie, Indiana, Are You Afraid of the Dark? A lot of the little shows like that where it had like some weird suburban-esque stuff going on, and definitely giving you something different out there than the usual stuff that you see on TV now. No reality TV, no sitcom where there's a laugh track, none of that. It was just something that was odd, very different, and it appealed to kids. Like The New Adventures of Pete and Pete. It was a very different show, really is odd, but overall, it has a following and people loved it. With this, I actually like how they really showed how these two different people came together, bonded over something, and how it affected their lives. And also with this movie, it really does get over the fact of seeing how people get treated differently because they may think different, act different, like different things, and then how basically the general public is going to treat you a certain way or want to cast you out. They really conveyed that vibe in this movie, and it was really appreciative of seeing somebody that likes thinks a little bit different, somebody that might like boys, they might like girls. Just seeing somebody deal with this in that time capsule that this movie was in was really a cool thing to watch, and just seeing how it affects you as you grow up, how you connect with other people that may think differently of you, how you want to be perceived by other people. All of that in this movie was put very well together. The science fiction horror aspect is really cool, but they don't dwell on the horror more so. To me, it was more sci-fi than actual horror. You weren't going around watching people get like sliced and cut up, but it actually had some stuff that's gonna freak you out, and I really thought that was a cool aspect. Like I stated with Justice Smith, he always plays this awkward, weird character, or he goes over the top nerd like Jurassic Park. But in this movie, he honestly fit. And it was hard for me to take just because I'm so used to him doing bad, and then in this movie where he plays that same character he always plays, it worked in this movie, and I definitely appreciate it for that. Brigette Lundy-Paine, I've seen her in some things, but this was my first actual time seeing her get a full-fledged role, and I thought she did amazing. There's a couple cameos in this movie I'm not going to mention that are actually going to either work for you or they're not going to work for you. And I think if you're from someone from around my age, around where you were raised in the 90s, born in like 85, you'll catch on to these things and you'll see how it fits with the movie. I will say, I know this movie's not going to be for everybody, but if you're a fan of nostalgia, weird things, and shows like the ones I mentioned earlier, you will appreciate this film, and especially dealing with people that are basically trying to figure out where they fit in life. I feel like this movie is really good. It's probably going to be an underrated film for the year, and my score for this movie is a solid B. I'm going to give it a solid B. I thought on this for a couple hours just trying to decide where I wanted to put this. I would definitely say this is a B, and it's really good, and I hope people check it out. And even with something as simple as knowing the difference between TV back in the day, how that nostalgic feel gets you, and how different it is watching streaming services now, just that alone made me appreciate this movie, because that's a world that not anybody's really going to talk about, let alone think about. So like I stated, go check out this movie. It's an independent film, so I hope you all give it a shot. But like I said, this is Travis from Candid at the Movies. Appreciate you checking out this video. Leave us a like, leave us a comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace out, y'all.